So hello, my name is Vishal Mora, and in this video we are going to deploy an open source LLM on our local Kubernetes. So uh, this comprehensive guide will walk you through deployment of an open source LLM using Mistral via Ulama in Kubernetes cluster. By the end of this tutorial, we will have a reliable LLM deployment with monitoring and observability tool like Grafana and Prometheus. Production ready Kubernetes setup with scaling capabilities will have effective alternative to commercial LLM APIs like Gemini or Grok, ChatGPT, etc. So we will have direct API access to our running model for interface, and we'll have complete understanding of containerization as well as the LLM deployment. So let's see the key components. So the key components here are Ulama, Kubernetes, Grafana plus Prometheus for monitoring and REST APIs. Here we are using Kubernetes for uh, LLM uh, container orchestration. So this is the architecture. We will have a API client that will make call to our Ulama model, which will be running on Kubernetes in this port. After that, monitoring tools will observe it and track it. So let's see how the data flow. So API clients and interference request to Ulama service. Then Ulama process that request with Mistral model, and then that model generate response and return it, and the metrics collected by Prometheus for monitoring. Then the Grafana visualizes the performance and the health metrics on the dashboard. So for this deployment, we have some prerequisites and setup. Let's say the system requirements are you should have an operating system which is Linux, Mac OS, or Windows, because mostly people use this. And in this tutorial, I will be showing how to deploy on Linux machine. Okay, minimum of 8 GB of RAM you should have in your system. It will be better if you have 16 GB RAM, I would say. And for CPU, should have your system should have more than 4 cores. For storage, minimum 30 GB is required for the models as well as the containers. So let's see what are the required software and how to install them. So to install Kubernetes in your local, we are using Minikube. So to install Minikube, just use this commands for installation. For Linux machine, for macOS you can use brew install Minikube, and for Windows you can use Chocolatey. First you need to install Chocolatey in your system, and then Choco install Minikube, and that will then install uh, Minikube in your machine. So let's start the Minikube with the sufficient resources. So let's see. So Minikube start CPUs. So number of CPUs I want to allocate to my minikube cluster. So as of now, I am assigning 4 CPUs. Then memory, let's say 8 GB. My system have 16 GB of memory, so I am providing half my system memory to minikube. This is minikube and disk size. So basically, disk size I am allocating around let's say 15 GB. 15 GB should be enough. Okay, now it's restarting the Docker container. It will take a few minutes. So let's focus here on our next prerequisite is installing Docker. So we can use this command to install Docker. This is the official command. You can also get this uh, from the Docker official site for installation. And let's say for we want to now install Helm. Helm is basically a Kubernetes package manager. Okay, so to install it, you can basically use curl and download this tar file. Then you can just unzip it and just move it to uh, local win. So okay, so our minikube is ready. It says done. kubectl is now configured. Now, okay, let's just install the Helm. Okay, so Helm is properly installed. To check this, we can write Helm version, and it should show a version like this. This means it is correctly installed. Uh, Now let's install Olama. So basically, you can just use this curl command, and just like similarly we did above, we can use to install. As of now, I am not installing because it's already installed in my system. So just I will show you to you how we can install. Okay, so then it will start getting download, and it will install in your system. But as I already have, I am not installing it. This is just simple process. You can just paste the command and it will fetch from internet. And to verify everything, you can just use these verification commands like minikube version. So yeah, minikube is properly installed. Docker. I have also installed Olama version. Olama version is 0.21.0. So yeah, I'm now ready to deploy my Olama to the Kubernetes cluster. So let's verify a few things. Like let's check if my node is up or not. So here we are setting a Kubernetes cluster. So get nodes, kubectl get nodes will show all the nodes. So yeah, I have a mini cube running in my system. To deploy the Olama service, this is the most important step in this uh, tutorial. So like, okay, so I have created this uh, Olama deployment.yaml file. This is basically contains all the things which are required for Kubernetes deployment. Okay, generally we need a YAML file to deploy uh, all the services, all the secrets and deployments to the Kubernetes. So let's see uh, this. Let's see this file and understand what this actually means. So here I have this kind secret. So it means this stores, this particular code stores the secrets that are required in after deployment, and I have assigned a namespace of LLM. So each service, either secret service or deployment, will have a namespace LLM. So each pod will have the same. Each pod will get into the same namespace LLM. So I have also provided this Olama host ID, Olama host port for services. You can see the metadata is Olama, name is Olama, namespace is LLM, and selector app name is Olama, and number is 11434. Target port is actually same, and we are using HTTP here for communication. Along with that, I have this deployment segment with number of replicas as one. So I'm making only one replicas of pods. Along with that, the container name is Olama, and this image I'm using for uh, deployment. So basically, it will fetch this image from uh, Docker Hub, and it will run into my system after deployment. It generally takes few minutes to pull this image. I've also done some env setups like Olama host name, Olama model, which is Mistral, and I've gave some limitation to the resources like memory 6 GB, CPU 2, number of CPUs deployment can access at max is 2. Okay, so let's now deploy it. So to deploy it, I need to first go into this Kubernetes folder, then kubectl apply -f ulama deployment.yaml, and my YAML file contains everything which is required for deployment. So I'll just press enter and kubectl. Okay, so spelling, I have done some spelling mistake. Kubectl. Now you can see three things I have created, which is secret, service, and deployment. We can see here unchanged because I was running it before too. Before this making tutorial, I was also running the services, so that's why it's saying unchanged. So now let's see all the pods. Kubectl pods. Kubectl get pods hyphen n. Our namespace is LLM, and we can see the our Ulama deployment is running completely fine. Now, what we need to do is we need to pull the Mistral 7 billion parameter model into our Ulama. This will actually take some time depending on your internet as well as your machine configuration. So I'll just I'll just copy this. So what we are doing here is we are using a variable ulama hyphen underscore IP is equals to mini cube IP. So we are just storing mini cube IP into this variable, and after that we are making this request, to mini cube so that it will pull the Mistral model, 7 billion parameter model. Okay, so first I can directly pull it using this particular command.